So you're looking at getting a Platinum LED red light therapy panel. Great stuff. But what do you get? Do you save money and go with the Bio panel? Or do you go all out and get the BioMax? I'm going to help you find out the answer to that question right now. Actually, no, not right now, because first up, I've got to do a disclosure. I'm actually affiliated with this company. That means if you make a purchase through the link down below, because there's a discount link down below, if you click it, you save 5%. I actually get a commission. So just full disclosure. Okay, let's run through the differences. So over here, I have the Platinum LED Bio 300. Now this panel next to it is the Platinum LED BioMax 300. Okay, so BioMax. Now, Platinum LED have two lines. Obviously, the Bio line, which is their more budget-conscious, basic red light therapy panel line, and the BioMax line is a lot more premium. There's more bells and whistles, better power, it's lower EMF, all of these good things. It's also a lot more expensive. So we're going to go through, I'm going to compare all the differences, and then hopefully you'll be able to decide whether you should spend that extra money. I'm also going to share my personal thoughts on this, so hang around until the end of the video. One thing I need to mention is the size. You see, behind me, I have two of the smallest Platinum LED panels, the 300 model, which comes with 100 LEDs, but there are actually quite a few sizes. You can get these panels in the 450, which has 150 LEDs, or the 600, which has 200 LEDs. So that means you can get a Bio 600 or a BioMax 600. Now you can also get an even larger BioMax, which is the BioMax 900 and has 300 LEDs. You can't get a 300 LED Bio series. So here's the first key difference. If you're looking for an extra large panel, one that's quite wide, 12 inches wide and quite tall as well, then you're going to have to go with the BioMax panel. But if you're happy with a smaller panel, then yeah, the Bio panel is still in play. I will just mention though, if you've seen my videos on what happens to the light as you go back from the panel, you'll probably put more weighting and more desire in a larger, wider panel. It's why I personally use BioMax 900s. I actually use 4 of them stacked together on top of each other, so I get full shoulder to shoulder, head to toe coverage. Now, on that note, if you are wanting a full shoulder to shoulder setup, then you're probably going to want to go with the BioMax. Here's why. You see, the BioMax panel allows what's called modular capability, modular design. It means you can get 2 of them, 3 of them, 4 of them, connect them together, physically connect them together, and then link them up behind the scenes in the background with a cable, so you only have one cable going to the power output. Not only that, you can control them all from one panel. That means if you have 4 panels, you only need to turn one on for them all to work. And when the time runs out, they will turn off. That's pretty cool. You cannot do that with the Bio panel. Instead, you just have 2 switches. You turn them on. You have to run a cable to each panel. You can't connect them together physically. You're going to have to just hang them beside each other, I guess. It gets all a bit messy. So definitely keep this in mind when you're thinking, hey, what do I want to achieve with these panels? How do I want to use them? Now, if you are thinking, look, I'd love to have a 4 quad setup like you, Alex, but I just simply can't afford it. Think ahead. Maybe in 6 months, 12 months time, you'll save up a little bit of extra cash and want to get a second panel. This is exactly what I did years ago. I started with 1, I got a second, got a third, now I have 4. In which case, again, you may want to go with the BioMax series because you can do that with the BioMax panels. You can get another one later on, clip it on underneath, connect them up wirelessly, run one cable. You're kind of future-proofing yourself by going with the BioMax. Now, I want to talk about controls because here is where these panels are very different again. The Bio series, the budget series, all you've got are 2 switches at the bottom of the panel. One of them turns off the red LEDs. The other one turns off the near infrared and blue LEDs. That's it. No screens, no remotes, no apps, nothing fancy. BioMax panel has a touchscreen control system. It means you can go in, you can set a timer, you can change the intensity. So I can actually lower the intensity of the red light, for instance. I can change the intensity of the near infrared. I can just have near infrared and blue. If I don't want any blue, I can go through and disable the blue light as well. all of that through a touchscreen control panel that works very, very nice. Not only that, the BioMax comes with this handy little remote. One button, one press, away it goes. 20 minutes that's going to run. Of course, I can turn it off as well. It's quite a simple remote. It's USB rechargeable, works really well. I like it. With the BioMax series panels, you can also get their professional remote. It's about $100 personally. I don't think you need it. I've done a review on it. Go check that out. And also, there's an app. You can download a free app, and it pretty much replicates what's on the panel itself. That means you can control your panels remotely. Again, you can't do any of these things with the Bio panel. Okay, now let's talk wavelengths. You've seen the blue light running in the Bio panel. It's also in the BioMax. Both of these panels have blue light in them. Both of these panels also have 660 red light, and both of them have 850 nanometer near-infrared light. That's all the Bio panel has, 3 wavelengths. The BioMax panel, on the other hand, has 7 wavelengths. You're also getting 630 in the red light, 810 in the near-infrared light, 830 in the near-infrared light, and 1060 in the near-infrared light. There's a lot of research behind these wavelengths. 810, 630, even 1060 nanometers has shown a lot of benefits in the literature. I've got articles over at Light Therapy Insiders. I'll put them all down below. You can go check them out if you want. But personally, I would much rather use this panel over that panel, purely from a wavelengths point of view. Sure, you're going to get great results with the Bio panel, but you're going to get even better results with the BioMax panel. Check out the research on 1060 nanometer light, for instance, or 810 nanometer. That's one of my go-to favorites. It really is quite extraordinary. Now, I do need to mention the bulk of the energy is still coming from 660 and 850 nanometers, but the fact these other wavelengths are in there is a big plus. What about stands? Well, it's simple. The Bio panels, you can only get a mobile floor stand. That means you can wheel it around. You wouldn't use it with a small panel like the Bio 300, but it could be useful for, say, the Bio 600. On the other hand, the BioMax panels, there are 7 different stand options. Everything from floor stands to horizontal motorized stands to tabletop stands, or even a wall mounting bracket, which is what I personally use. So again, think about how you're going to use these panels, where you want to use them. These panels are heavy. I mean, even this 300 here, it's a lot of weight. So stands can be useful. All right, what about power output? Now, it's simple here. The BioMax panels are going to put out more light, more energy than the Bio panels. They're just better LEDs, better chips. So do a little comparison here. I used my spectrometer. I measured the power output from the Bio 300. It had about 59 milliwatts of energy at 6 inches. Same test with the BioMax 300, had about 70 milliwatts of energy. So that's quite a jump up. Now, if you head over to the Light Therapy Insiders shopping tool, you can actually filter all my results, all of the panels by Platinum LED, and you can see how the irradiance figures compare across panels. I'll put a link to that down below. Also, speaking of down below, can you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already? And if you do enjoy this panel, hit like as well. And of course, if you want to purchase any of these panels, links are all down below. Now, more power means potentially shorter treatment times, and it also means deeper penetration. Also means you can stand further away from the panel. There are a lot of good things with it. If you don't need or want this power, okay, then the Bio panel is fine. Remember, you can also dim or lower the intensity of the power on this panel. You can't do that on the Bio panel. EMF and sound. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of EMF at 6 inches with the Bio panel. It's not a huge amount, but if you're sensitive, you may be wary of that. There was nothing alarming with the BioMax panel. Sound-wise, the BioMax panel is better. The Bio panel was putting out about 53 decibels of sound at 6 inches. The BioMax was putting out about 47 decibels of sound. So it's quite a safer, more power, better wavelengths, more stand option. It ticks most of the boxes, right? Well, most of them. That is until we get to price. Now, this is the one head-to-head feature where the Bio panel comes out on top. I bet you're thinking the BioMax just sounds too good to be true, right? And yeah, it comes down to price. This particular panel, the 100 LED Bio panel, can be had for $399 US. The BioMax 300, again 100 LEDs, is $659 US. Now, I mentioned that discount link below. If you order through that, you'll save 5%. That means you can get the Bio 300 for $380 and the BioMax 300 for $626. So that's about $240, $250 difference. This is just for the smaller 300. If you look at the 600, you can get the Bio 600 for $730 or the BioMax 600 for about $1,000. So yes, that is a decent price gap between the two panels. But as you can see, there is a decent difference between these panels, feature-wise, performance-wise, EMF-wise, sound-wise, stand-wise, wavelengths-wise. I mean, I guess you need to figure out, do you want to pay that extra 20-30% and get those bells and whistles or not? That's really what it boils down to. So in all honesty, it's quite simple. I use the BioMax panels. I always have. In fact, it was only recently I got my hands on the Bio panel. I just wasn't really interested in it. I mean, there's a better version out there. If you're going to spend $600 to say $1,000, do it properly. Spend the extra money, get the extra bells and whistles, get the extra irradiance output, get their extra wavelengths, and future-proof yourself. You know, you can clip more of them together. You know, you can get stands. You know, you can use your remote, the apps, all of those cool things. So pretty much, yeah, I think the BioMax range is worth the money. It is a lot better. However, money doesn't grow on trees, and that extra $100 or $200 may be hard to come by. And the Bio panel, the Bio series of panels, is still going to put out a good amount of therapeutic red and near infrared and blue light. It's going to work. It just may not be as nice or as good as the BioMax panel. So if you're super tight on money, then yeah, go with the Bio panel. Though, I would highly recommend trying to save for another month or two, use that discount link below as well, and try stretch for the BioMax panel. You will thank me in say 6 months time, I promise you. Now there is one other exception other than price. Yes, the BioMax panel is very nice to use. It's very simple to use. There's a remote, there's an app. You can do some really cool things with it. You can clip panels together. That is all cool stuff. However, some people don't want to do that. They just want a panel they can hang on the wall, flick a switch, and away they go. In which case, again, Bio panel may actually be better for you. Still though, I think overall, the BioMax is the one to go for. Not only is the BioMax probably the one to go for compared to the Bio panel, it's probably one of the best, if not the best, red light therapy panels on the market. You see, earlier this year, I recorded this video. I looked at 17 different red light therapy panels and I tried to determine which one was the best overall. Go have a look and see who came out number one. You'll enjoy it.